Hello everyone, Maryann here, revealing light, tarot, astrology and spirituality wherever you are in the world when you're watching. A huge shout out to you. So we've got a lot to get through today. As I say, most days we have warships to Venezuela, and if some of you who have been following my readings for some time would know that I did predict just after the election, around that time, that the US would send warships. I said ships to South America. In fact, I think it's a warship. So they've sent the biggest warship they've got down there. So we're going to look if they're going to do a strike on Venezuela. I also want to remind people too that I said that the US would focus more and more on its region as it pulled back from policing the world, so to speak, that it would focus more on those South America, but also Canada and Greenland as well, more on that region there. So we'll look at will there actually be a strike on Venezuela? Either why do you bring a warship? You launch planes, whether or not they'll put boots on the ground. What are they going to do in Venezuela? Trump's health is in the headlines yet again. A couple of viewers said, you predicted he would die by the end of the year, and he hasn't. And I thought, no, I didn't. I said that his health was very, very poor, which I think that has come true. I've been saying that for about a year and a half now, before his health problems became very evident. And I said he won't do a full term, and it's very difficult to put a timing on it. So that's what I've said. But we'll look at his health again. I can't wish him dead. I don't want to wish him dead. And I don't think you need to either. You don't want to carry that around with you. That's a terrible thing to wish. Anyway, we'll take a check-in on his health. Probably from the point of view, has he been given information that he, his time on this earth is limited, shall we just say, that there's a clock there. Has he been told that he won't be around for much longer? I definitely don't see him doing a full term. That prediction stands. I do want to go to the US federalizing the National Guard to be deployed in 2026. Most commentators say this is going to be to intimidate voter suppression around the midterms. And on that, with all this obvious, and again, I said that he would, gerrymander, he would voter suppress, he would do anything he could to stop the Democratic Party taking back the House. But my last prediction was they still took the House, albeit by only a handful of seats. There's been some commentators, I always put my slow down there a bit, don't get too far ahead of yourself hat on, who said that the Senate is in play. So it depends on how much time we get. We'll look at that. A lot of conjecture about the East Wing. Why did Trump do this? Yes, there already is an existing bunker, or was a bunker, under the East Wing. So even if he's going to modernise that, he still had a bunker. He's always had a bunker to go to. And we know Hitler rebuilt his chancellery and built a bunker underneath that. Trump already had a bunker. So, yes, he's probably going to enlarge that and modernise that because he is paranoid. And we saw that with the George Floyd protesters. But my intuition says he's building that ballroom for a couple of reasons. It is a legacy. It is the Trump legacy that until someone removes it will always stand there as a reminder of the Trump presidency. So it's a legacy project, particularly fits in with his deteriorating health. I also wonder, is he siphoning off money from that? This mysterious 130, not for the ballroom, 130 million supposedly given to the troops. Is he just taking money just like that? The 130 for the troops, some money here for the ballroom? Like, we've not seen Nobody's seen any accounting, nor even any plans for that ballroom. We'll ask those questions. Okay, ice weapon buildup. We'll take a look at that if we've got the time. We're going to, do a lot in this session. Is the US exiting the Middle East and handing over policing and policy role to the Gulf countries? That would be interesting to see what's going to happen. Of course, we had I think it was Qatar on the Air Force One. I've been saying for a while now that the reason we're seeing this ceasefire in Gaza, despite its ups and downs, it's holding, and the Israelis seem to be being put in their place by the Trump administration, who keeps sending people over. Now they're saying to babysit Netanyahu. We've seen an uptick in Trump's dealings and I guess connection with the Middle East. There's security arrangements now with Qatar. Saudi Arabia wants a security arrangement with the US. These ties are deepening. Why? Follow the money. Mamdani has not long to wait now. He's way ahead. I hope I get time just to check in on him on November the 4th. He got some worrying cards that, yes, he was surging ahead, but that I just hoped he was safe. Oligarchy has spent $22 million trying to stop him becoming the mayor of New York. I continue to be increasingly concerned about the US economy. BRICS countries, China have moved away from using the dollar as the Federal Reserve. Meanwhile, US debt is at $38 trillion. So Prime Minister Carney of Canada, who is a very experienced global financial expert, he thinks tariffs are there to stay in the US for some time to come beyond Trump. Why is that? That is around the debt. So on that, Canada's economy, they're talking about diversifying. All right, let's get started. Let's go to Venezuela. I've given the cards a shuffle through the card shuffler. I'll just do a quick hand shuffle. Okay, so the warship in Venezuela, let me see what I can see. Does the US intend to launch strikes on Venezuela? I don't know about boots on ground, but why? All right. In putting the warship in near Venezuela and Colombia too, is the and of course regime changes there. Does the US intend? Oh, we've got families, the voter. Does the US intend to go to war with Venezuela? Does the US intend to go to war with Venezuela? It is such a sad thing, really, that Venezuela is by no means any match for the US. I saw barnyard scenes, piggeries and things like that. They don't have the wealth anywhere near the wealth or the firepower that the US does. So does the US intend to go to war with Venezuela to achieve their regime change? I feel that it's threats at the moment, but let's see. So we get temperance and moderation as the signifier cards, balancing things out. There's going to be some I don't know what sanctions they've got on Venezuela now, but there could be a new lot of sanctions, financial sanctions announced. Okay, it's like, yeah, it's people losing everything, and I think that, when I was talking about the Venezuelans, that's the image I've got. And do we throw away moderacy? that kind of balanced approach to go in and do something like this, hurt the people to achieve some kind of regime change in another country, albeit close to the US. The Page of Swords suggests that we could be hearing something soon. The Page is some kind of, can be sort of infiltrating the Venezuela government, mounting a coup, basically, I feel, is to mount a coup in Venezuela so that they achieve back and mount a coup. And the warship is there as a threat to the people, but I feel that they would rather do this through a coup by backing and financing and arming a coup internally. The Death card is in the past. It's over. So whatever peace Venezuela thought, of course they've got a dictator there in Maduro, but whatever peace they thought they had is over. There's an ending, and it's already been decided. In the sky we get heartbreak and betrayal. This is, so many of the wars, so many of the regime changes around the world has been about money, oil and resources. So it looks like they've already done a deal with the opposition leader down there to back this coup. Now, Russia, the Empress card is in the here and now. That can be abundance as well, a season of abundance in time. The opposition leader has said that the oil will then be opened up to private and US interests. Currently, it's owned by the people. And then we get restriction in the atmosphere around. So there's something. Russia is and China both are close to Venezuela. They've had various financial. I think Russia's even had some, not troops, but military personnel down there. That's the worry at the moment for Trump. He can't just go in there all guns blazing. Hopes and fears is, will America be drawn into some kind of larger conflict by trying to take out or go to war with Venezuela? I feel that they would prefer it's an internal thing. So we get the Lovers card at the outcome and then we get the Voter. So again, Americans don't want to be drawn into wars around the world for regime change. However, the oligarchies want the oil. Okay? The sooner that we all realise how much the big corporations pull the strings, then we become realistic about taking back our power. It's inevitable. It looks like they are going to. Now, I think they would prefer regime change through an internal coup by backing the opposition leader and having that coup there. But I feel that they can't achieve their aims this way, and they pardon me, I've just got a tickle in my throat, and they're going to have to launch some kind of military action. So there you have it. You call it a war, you call it whatever you like. I feel that in the end they resort to military action against Venezuela when their other plans have failed. Okay, let's take a look at, I want to change the cards for Trump's health. Let's take a look at Trump's health. Trump's health. Okay. Trump's health. Show me Trump's health. What can you show me? So I am getting the Tower, but I'm seeing that there's been reinforced windows to stop it falling down. And so I feel that his health problems are Tower moment type of stuff, but his treatment is keeping him going. So we get the Moon and the Victory card there, volatility and victory. So whatever they're doing for him is working in the short term, but does that change the outcome? Okay, so show me Trump's health right now. Oh, yeah, the Grim Reaper's there. Okay. Now, please don't put words into my mouth and say, oh, you'll die next week. No, I didn't say that. Or next month. But I do see a reduced. I don't see. That's my prediction. I don't see him doing a full term. Okay? It's like the Grim Reaper is there because I saw him. Okay, and we get a crossroads coming here as well. Yeah, it's not, his health is not, well, I know that's an understatement, but please bear in mind I've been saying this for, gosh, whenever his trial was in Manhattan, back then, that's when I first started intuitively seeing really big problems with his health. Okay, show me Trump's health, please. Is Trump's health deteriorating? Is Trump's health deteriorating? Is Trump's health deteriorating? I don't get good images, clairvoyant images at all. So we get loss, walking away from loss, from what no longer serves us, and then we get the Page of Pentacles. So a type of stabilization after loss. So I feel that, again, you've heard me say it, there's been a major health event. They've stabilized him, and that would be consistent with my with the tower, the reinforced tower. It's not going to tumble just yet, but the Grim Reaper is there. We get the Page of Swords here at the foundation of the reading. I feel that someone's going to betray him, close to him, and give us some information on his health. It seems like there's a leak. Now, whether that leak is on purpose or not, but I feel that we're going to get that. And it feels, it feels soonish, okay? I'm not talking 6 months out. I feel that we're going to get a leak coming on his health and his condition. So we have here the victory card, the Six of Wands. That's in the past. So here we go. That victory in stabilizing the volatility of his health is in the past. Okay, so we get the Knight of Swords, the truth emerging. I don't think we have to wait too much longer to hear the truth for this leak. There it is. There it is, the Tower. My goodness. What they did in the past to stabilize his health gets to a point where it's not working any longer. The Tower is in the immediate future. So I see an event not too far away. I do not put timelines on that, but it's not too far away. The Tower card is in the immediate future. What is the immediate future? Next week, next month, in 2 months? It's soon. Okay. The Devil is at the is in the here and now. Now that can be toxicity when you're looking at someone's health. Toxicity in his system. Is this organ failure of some sort? And we get the Three of Wands in the atmosphere about. That can be overseas travel as well. It can be waiting for one ship to come in. I think, like he's jetting around the place now, and that's putting further strain on his health. In the hopes and fears, we have, of course, the headlines. Someone's going to leak something soon. And I saw that orb. And then we get the outcome card is 3 cups lost, but 1 cup remaining. So please don't put timelines on it. Don't put your hopes on this. Even after Trump, even after he is no longer there, there's a reckoning to occur. There's the debt, the spiraling debt. I don't know what the interest is on $38 trillion per day, but I think it's substantial. There is the disunity, the volatility, the gun violence. There's all sorts of issues. The Supreme Court captured. J.D. Vance left in the wings. Please don't wish anyone ill. Doesn't matter who they are. So we get the Ace of Pentacles. So he has been given some sort of lifeline, and then we get the Hierophant. Well, that in this case is a higher authority, that's spirit, and then we have illusion and delusion. So he's not also, and then secrets being revealed, and then we get sabotage. So His health is not good at all. Is it deteriorating? I get yes, it is. But I still get them propping him up in some way. But I feel that there's a major health event with the tower there, a major health event coming for Trump soon. Okay, again, I don't wish that upon anyone. So we have here the judgment card, the tower and the judgment card. It's inevitable. The question was, it's declining. The outcome card was yes, it is, but they've been propping him up in some way. But there is going to be a health event soon. We will also hear something through a leak on his health. Okay, looks like there's potential for the truth to emerge. All right. Where will we go here? While we're on him, is Trump taking it's a silly question, isn't it? Is Trump taking multi-million-dollar bribes, money? I don't know what they're called. I guess they are called bribes. In relation to this ballroom, is Trump skimming money off this ballroom? Is Trump going to be making money personally on this ballroom? Is Trump taking, in other words, the ballroom is money laundering, is a way to money launder. I don't know how they would do that, but let's see. Is Trump taking bribes? Is Trump profiting personally from the building of the ballroom? Is Trump profiting personally from the building of the ballroom? Is Trump profiting personally from the building of the ballroom? Temperance, moderation again, and then we get the judgment, inevitable change. And I want to say here we have a system, and that's why post-Trump there's going to be a need to manage debt, to clean up the political system, to reform it, to unify the country. I said when he first was elected there'll be a mess left for someone. And it looks like temperance and moderation, and the judgment is change, an inevitable ending. And so him taking money has almost been normalised. Okay, let's keep going. The Page of Rods is speaking, hearing, talking to somebody. And then we get an offer, can be a surprise offer. He's talking to people. They're looking for influence in his government, moving out of troubled waters or moving on, suggesting that we should never take our eye off or away from hope. And then we get testing the boundaries. It's J.D. Vance as well, but it's also a money card, the apprentice card. We get justice in the here and now, the balance, the scales being out of balanced, the norms have been broken, and then we get the King of Cups, immaturity, wisdom lacking. So that's one side of the coin with Trump, but what's the other is that, there's a reckoning at some point for him. The Hermit card is isolation. Again, we look at, yes, there was already a bunker there. You probably enlarged that. And then we get defending oneself, fighting something. And then we get heartbreak and betrayal. Okay, so I don't know if he's skimming money off the surface, but he's certainly doing deals with people. I know what it is. He's not physically taking, when they say here's $400 million to build your ballroom, he's not physically taking that money. It's like he speaks to them, and there are subsidiary type of deals done there's no record of. So it's an ability for them to have influence his decisions, but at the lower layers of all this, there's deal making for him personally. Absolutely deal making, and there we have it. Deal making for him personally. So he's not taking the 50 million they're pledging, but they're talking to him. He's then doing other deals for his company. Okay, so it's one big, I don't know what you would call it, scam. All right. But I feel, that there's really bad karma associated with this, that he's really broken the heart in doing this. He's broken the heart of a lot of Americans. So much history, and I've already read on this. Okay, let's go to the National Guard, and then we'll move on to other subjects. Okay, so, all right. Federalising the National Guard, is this even legal? They want to have a federalised National Guard force that they can deploy in 2026 in front of the midterms. Will he be allowed to do this? Will Trump be allowed to deploy a federalised National Guard in 2026? Will Trump be allowed to employ a federalised National Guard in 2026? Now I'm seeing tunnels underneath the White House and his bunker. So, there could be this kind of aspect to it. Will Trump be allowed by the courts to deploy a federalised National Guard? So not accepting the results of the election, something like that. Okay, so we get the Lover's card and the Devil. Same as with ICE. He sees this more as his own personal police force. And then we get the Tower card here. So it's very real. This is not fiction. He's actually trying to do this. But that wasn't my question. And he's already done it to a certain degree. Something coming to fruition in time as in the past. This was always the plan. Project 2025 was out there. He was always going to try and do this. Again, the Eight of Pentacles, always testing the boundaries and seeing how far he can push them. And once he erodes them, then he goes that extra bit further. That's what the apprentice is doing there. The apprentice is learning. Okay, and then we get the Six of Pentacles. Okay, so there'd have to be an approval now. The federal government does partially fund the National Guard when it's doing federal business. So we have here debt as well. And this is my fear, that the economy takes a nosedive, and we're seeing lineups for soup kitchens there's a real I don't know what to say. There's a crisis in the economy coming. The Judgment is the inevitability card and the Page of Rods in the present. So they're already talking about ways to do this, waiting on judgments, court judgments. In the hopes and fears, we have surprises, pulling something out of the hat, and then we get the Ace of Swords. So that's a yes card. That's the truth. And then we get loss, walking away from loss. So it may not go, and Temperance, moderation, bringing back, making an appearance again, may not go as smoothly as what he thinks. I think there'll be a legal challenge to this, and I think the states will start to really, really challenge this federal force. Now, for all those red states who are saying, okay, well, doesn't concern us, it's all being done to blue states. Hold on a minute. He could just as easily send a National Guard troop into red states. This is a man who can't be trusted. So I feel that the states will join together and take this notion of a federal guard deployed in 2026. They will take it to the courts. And I feel like there he is, the King of Pentacles. And there's the Supreme Court. I feel like the Supreme Court. But then we get the High Priestess Secrets, the Victory card, and the Nine of Pentacles. It's one to watch. Will it be approved? That wasn't my question. He is getting together this federalized National Guard force, but something goes wrong with it. I'm just going to say that. again, he's testing the boundaries, how far he can go. It worries me. It will go to the Supreme Court. I didn't ask whether or not it would be approved, but I feel the states are going to challenge that. Okay, I'm interested in Mamdani. I can't wait for this election to be over. I really can't, because I've been very worried about his physical health, given that he keeps getting the Tower. But the Tower card can mean, a restructure. So let's have a look, and he's certainly going to do that. This is momentum that is, all right, Mamdani, are you going to be the next mayor of New York? Mamdani, are you going to be the next mayor of New York? Mamdani, are you going to be the next mayor of New York? He's really strong. He's really strong to withstand all of this. I just see him holding up the pentacles, the oligarchy. He's holding a hand against it from falling upon him and everybody else. He's incredibly strong. Mamdani, Zohan, Mamdani, are you going to be the next mayor of New York City? Oh, wow. He's ascending. Ooh, this is what worries me, but it can be the end of an old cycle. And then, okay, thank you. It's, boy, has he worked hard, and it's defeating a lot of the old paradigms, a lot of the old ways of doing it. New York City is the financial capital, used to be, of the world. I don't know if it still is, but certainly the financial capital of America. It's Trump's hometown, though he doesn't live there anymore. That's not his home state anymore. But yeah, they've thrown everything at him. The Emperor card, control, strength. The strength of the Emperor is at the foundation of the reading. Stability, financial stability as well. He's had that from New Yorkers. Boundaries are in the sky. He's not going to do things the same way as others, but then again, that. We get the King of Swords. I like these cards. That is somebody that has absolutely a clear mind, is a king in terms of his clarity. I'd forgotten his fire sign. Maybe he's an air sign. I don't know. We get the Page of Wands in the present, and then we get moving on. I don't read reversals, but I will in this case. So he's been able to overcome the trouble they've thrown at him. God, when I think about it, look how strong he is in the hopes and fears. Oh, yes. He's going to win the mayoral, and it's justice. It's divine justice in some way. For those who are frightened of his religion, goodness gracious. Australia, I didn't understand. Australia has 47%. I do digress. Yes, he's going to win. I'll finish this reading. He's going to help a lot of people. Whoa! And then we also get a lot of people are not going to be happy about this. Not a lot, but some people are going to be devastated by this and feel brokenhearted by this. But he's okay. He's going to pull off the win. He's going to help a lot of people. But I'm going to say there are people, and I've got to read for everybody, who are not going to be happy about this. But yeah, we get divine justice. We get taking care of others. So I still think they will try something, but it's not going to work. He's going to be the next mayor, absolutely. And he's going to put a lot of plans in place and help a lot of people. Okay, Mamdani's in, but not everybody's happy about it. Okay, I want to say a quick story. I didn't realise that Australia has 47% of the global lithium battery market. A few years ago, we've got lots of lithium. We've got critical minerals. By the way, that critical mineral deal that Trump did with Albanese, already was done in 2023 with the Biden administration. He just tinkered with it and re-announced it. Okay, we're already partnering up with the US financial interests to extract critical and mine and process and manufacture critical minerals. Already done. Deal was already done in 2023. Okay, Australia's lithium reserves are very, very good. We have 47% of the global market for lithium batteries. China came along a few years ago, saw the opportunity there, said, "Hey, we'll do it. Here's 300 million. We'll take the lithium and manufacture it." The Australian government at the time blocked it on security concerns. Then we had James Chen, I think it is, in Perth, an entrepreneur in Perth, looked at everything, the landscape, and said, "This is a wonderful opportunity for Australia now to mine its own lithium, to manufacture and export lithium." With a surname like Chen, Australia is a multicultural society. So they started setting up mines and processing plants and exporters and a whole supply chain from that one entrepreneur in Perth, James Chen, who decided that Australia was sitting on a gold mine here, and the rest is history. We now have 47% of the global market in lithium and lithium batteries. Now, multiculturalism, this is why I'm talking about this, just because Mamdani is a Muslim, his religion is different, doesn't mean a damn thing. Let the entrepreneurs step forward. Let those with good ideas come forward. So anyway, I just wanted to tell that story, that the village is diverse, and when you suppress and try and hold things back and regress back to some kind of white America policy, you literally stop America's progress. It shouldn't matter. It shouldn't matter. The colour of the skin, the race, the religion shouldn't matter. So much suppression in America at the moment of America's what would be America's good fortune. It seems like Trump is almost intentionally trying to wreck America's economy. All right, let's go to Canada. I did say I would look at Canada. This is getting a bit long, but let's have a look. Canada has the right leader for the right time. Diversifying away from America is absolutely the right thing to do, because Canada needs to put Canada first. Okay. And they've got the right, it was inevitable. Oh yeah, no one's going to be in anyone's debt or be whole or reliant on anyone else. That was time to change. Okay, so let's have a look at, I feel that the trade talks will start again, but let's have a look. Canada's economy. Can Canada recover from the shocks that the Trump government has dealt it, whether it be tariffs, whether it be stalling trade talks? Is Canada's economy going to be okay? I think I read on this a few months ago. For anyone who's interested, I do read on Canada, UK, Australia, various other places in the world from time to time. So we get stability. I'm glad to see that. And then we get the moon. So there is hidden volatility. I was going to take my scarf off, but I realised I've got my microphone. There is hidden volatility there that is disrupting. This is a time of change, disrupting Canada's financial stability. But we get boundaries and decisions, strong decisions being taken to stabilize that. In the past, we get the Ace of Rods, and I do feel that Carney is there, the right person for the right time. He managed the Bank of England, for God's sake. He was with the UN. He's managed the Bank of Canada. I mean, you really got lucky with him. Now we have walking away from loss. This is turning one's back. There is definitely a turning away from such trade reliance on America, and new starts, new markets opening up. I see that Carney's vision is actually working. It's actually slowly but surely coming into fruition. We get a lot of worry. Of course, you'd be worried. This is a complete change for Canada, but it can be self-imposed worry. And then we get wish fulfillment in the atmosphere around. I don't think any of us are not naive enough to think that we're going to wave a magic wand and all this will go. So hopes and fears. What's driving these questions? Will I lose this, or will my savings be okay? You know, it's economic downturn. Next Thursday, I think I will devote an entire reading to US and world economies. It's doing okay. Okay, so there's the Ace of Swords. It's doing all right. But at the same time, there's a lot of retreat. There's a lot of having to start again. There's a lot of potential volatility there while this transition occurs. 3 cups lost, but 1 cup remaining. That's a good way to sum up this reading. That yes, it's taken a hit, but it was an inevitable hit, and it was an inevitable action that Carney had to take. Now, he knows things that we don't. We're not economists, he is, but he's going to stabilise Canada's economy as a result. There is no going back from this. The world is changing. It's moving from a unipolar world with America at its sort of leading the way to a multipolar world with BRICS, whole southern part of the world that we need to consider. And so it's becoming a multipolar world. The US dollar may not be the reserve country for a good part of the world, for half the world. And change is upon us, and it's really important that the US gets good leadership in and gets back to an entrepreneurial spirit instead of this wrecking ball that Trump is taking. Now, to sum up this reading, I do believe there's a health, I don't know if it's catastrophe, but the tower is there. You saw the reading coming up for Trump. Now, change is always inevitable. Don't assume that Trump and Vance will be calling the shots forever. Don't assume that there is not strength there on the horizon. And a good leadership that can manage these, manage this change in the eye of the storm can get you through these changes that are coming up. All right, thank you for tuning in, and bye for now.